Okay, so what if I told you something you probably just scoop out of your pumpkin every Halloween, could actually be a secret weapon for weight loss?
Hmm. Intriguing.
Yeah, today we're diving deep into pumpkin seeds. You know, those little green ones, pepitas. We want to see if they really have this surprising potential as a weight loss ally.
Exactly. They often get overlooked, don't they? Just a garnish or maybe a quick snack.
Totally.
But underneath that, they're actually a powerhouse of nutrients.
Yeah.
And that's got nutritional scientists and, the wellness world quite interested.
Right.
So our mission today in this deep dive is really to look at the information, see if the science actually supports these claims about pumpkin seeds and weight management. We'll dig into their nutritional profile and what that really means for our bodies.
Okay, let's unpack that then. When we say pumpkin seeds, what exactly are we picturing? Because I usually think of those big white ones, still kind of stringy from the pumpkin. Are those the ones?
Well, you can eat those, the larger white ones, sure. But the ones we're really zeroing in on today are usually the shelled green kernels, the pepitas.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they come from special pumpkins without hard shells, or they're just the whole version of the white ones. But the main point is these little green guys, they're way more than just a snack. They are incredibly nutrient dense.
Nutrient dense. Okay, now you've got my attention. What kind of nutritional gold mine are we talking about? What's in them?
Think of them like tiny nutritional packages. They're loaded with protein, fiber, and importantly, those healthy fats. All really crucial if you're thinking about managing your weight.
Okay.
And then there's more significant amounts of key minerals, magnesium, zinc, iron. They each play a vital role in, well, just how our bodies function, especially when it comes to metabolism.
All right, so we've got the lineup. Protein, fiber, healthy fats, minerals. Now, let's connect the dots. How does this actually help someone trying to lose weight? Protein's usually the big one people talk about.
Absolutely. And pumpkin seeds pack a pretty good punch, around 19 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's quite impressive for a plant source.
Wow, yeah.
And what's really interesting is how this protein works. It sort of acts like a secret weapon against cravings.
Oh, how so?
Well, studies suggest it can significantly dial down your hunger signals for hours after you eat them.
Ah,
It does this by influencing hormones. It lowers ghrelin, that's the one that makes you feel hungry,
okay.
and it boosts hormones that signal fullness like GLP-1 and peptide YY. So basically you feel satisfied longer, makes it easier to resist those, less healthy snacks later on.
That makes a lot of sense. Feeling full is definitely half the battle. And I think I read protein is also important for muscle mass when you're losing weight.
Yes, exactly. That's a really crucial point. When you lose weight, sometimes your body breaks down muscle too, not just fat.
Right.
The protein in pumpkin seeds helps protect that lean muscle. And why that matters is muscle burns more calories than fat, even when you're just sitting there.
So it keeps your metabolism from slowing down too much.
Precisely. By holding on to muscle, you keep your metabolic rate higher. Actually, one of our sources had a great tip. Try swapping sugary snacks for a handful of pumpkin seeds. Simple, but effective.
Love that. Very practical. So protein covers fullness and muscle protection. What about fiber? We always hear fiber's good.
Fiber is another key player for sure. And pumpkin seeds have a decent amount. A half cup serving, that's around 72 grams, gives you about 5 grams of fiber.
And how does that help with weight?
Well, similar to protein in some ways, it slows down digestion. That prolongs the feeling of fullness.
Okay, more satiety.
Exactly. But it also does something else important. It helps regulate blood sugar. By preventing those sharp spikes and crashes after eating,
Uh-huh.
it can actually make your body less likely to store excess sugar as fat. It helps manage that whole insulin response.
Ah, okay. So it's not just about feeling full now, but managing energy and fat storage later.
You got it. And research tends to show that people on higher fiber diets often find it easier to stick to calorie-controlled plans, probably because they're less hungry and have fewer cravings.
Makes sense. Okay, protein, fiber, the satisfaction duo. But you also mentioned healthy fats. Now, for many people, fats and weight loss still sounds a bit contradictory.
Yeah, that's a really common thought, but it's a misconception about the right kind of fats. The fats in pumpkin seeds are mainly monounsaturated and polyunsaturated.
The good fats.
The good fats, exactly. And they're actually beneficial for weight loss. They can help boost your metabolism, improve insulin sensitivity, support hormone balance.
Really? How?
It's complex, but they play roles in cellular function and signaling pathways related to energy use. Plus, they also contribute to stabilizing blood sugar, which again helps curb those sugar cravings.
So good fats can help us fight off the urge for, like, sugary stuff. That's quite a paradigm shift.
It really is. And hey, Bonus points. These fats are also great for your heart and brain health, so it's a win-win. And then we have those micronutrients we mentioned earlier, magnesium, zinc, iron. They might not seem like main players, but they're crucial supporting actors.
Right, the metabolism supporters. What do they specifically do for weight management?
Okay, so magnesium is involved in like hundreds of body processes. But key ones here are blood sugar control and fat oxidation, basically, how well your body breaks down and uses fat.
Okay. And zinc.
Zinc is important for regulating appetite. It also supports thyroid function, and your thyroid is like the master controller of your metabolism.
Gotcha. And iron.
Iron helps prevent fatigue. It's essential for carrying oxygen around your body. If you're not tired, you're much more likely to, stick to an exercise plan.
So they're all contributing actively, not just background noise. And you mentioned low net carbs, too.
That's right. Only about 13.6 grams of net carbs per 100 grams. Net carbs being total carbs minus fiber.
Right.
So that makes them a really good fit for people doing low-carb or even keto diets.
Okay, this is all great info on what's in them, but let's get practical. How can people actually work these into their diet if they're aiming for weight loss? Any ideas?
Oh, tons of ways. They're really versatile. You could toss a spoonful into your morning smoothie. Adds protein, nutrients.
Good idea.
They make a great crunchy topping for yogurt, oatmeal, salads. You can mix them into homemade energy bars.
Energy bars.
Yeah. Or just roast them lightly with some spices, chili powder, maybe some turmeric garlic powder for a savory snack.
Oh, that sounds good.
And if you bake, you can add them to breads or muffins for extra texture and nutrition.
Okay, lots of options. But I'm guessing, given the healthy fats and all, we probably need to watch how much we eat, right? Especially for weight loss.
Absolutely. Portion control is crucial. Like with nuts, seeds are calorie dense.
So what's a good amount?
Generally, a recommended serving is about 1 ounce, which is roughly 28 grams, maybe 2 tablespoons of the shelled seeds. That's usually around 150 to 160 calories.
Okay.
That gives you the benefits without overloading on calories.
Got it. Be intentional, not just mindless munching. Now, you mentioned science backing this up. What kind of studies are we talking about?
Well, there was a review in 2023 that specifically linked magnesium-rich diets and pumpkin seeds are rich in magnesium to better insulin sensitivity and fat oxidation.
Okay, direct link there.
Yeah. And other studies have connected dietary zinc intake with reduced appetite and better BMI scores.
Interesting.
Plus, when researchers compared snacks, high fiber, seed-based ones like pumpkin seeds, tended to result in greater, longer-lasting fullness compared to, say, processed snack bars.
So it's not just theory. There's actual data suggesting these effects. It really sounds like it's the combination of the satiety, the metabolic support, the nutrients creating this beneficial cycle.
Exactly. It's that synergy. Satiety, metabolism regulation, nutrient density. That's what makes them a potentially valuable tool in a weight management plan.
But are there any downsides, any catches we should know about?
Always good to look at the full picture. We mentioned calorie density, overdo it, and yes, the calories can add up and potentially hinder weight loss.
Right. Moderation is key.
Definitely. Also, raw seeds contain something called phytic acid.
Phytic acid.
Yeah, it can sometimes interfere a bit with your body absorbing minerals like iron and zinc from the seeds themselves.
Oh, so what do you do about that?
Simple fix, really. Soaking them or lightly roasting them helps reduce the phytic acid. Makes them easier to digest, too.
Good tip. Anything else?
Well, allergies are possible, though not super common for pumpkin seeds. But if you have known allergies to other seeds or nuts or even certain plants, it's worth being cautious. Maybe check with a doctor.
Okay, that makes sense. Moderation, maybe roast or soak them and be mindful of allergies.
Got it. Now, our source also tackled some FAQs, which I think would be really helpful for you listening. Let's hit a few. First, how many should someone aim for daily?
Yeah, the general advice circles back to that 1 ounce serving, about 28 grams or 2 tablespoons.
Okay. And raw versus roasted. Is one better for weight loss? Lightly roasted or soaked is often suggested. Roasting adds flavor, and both methods reduce that phytic acid we mentioned, possibly helping with digestion and nutrient uptake.
So avoid the heavily oiled or salted ones.
Definitely. Those just add extra calories and sodium you don't need. Keep it simple.
Makes sense. Now, do pumpkin seeds directly cause fat loss, or is it more about supporting overall weight management?
It's more indirect support. The protein, fiber, healthy fats, they help with fullness, blood sugar stability, and provide nutrients for metabolism.
Right.
So when you combine that with a balanced diet and exercise, yes, they can definitely contribute to fat loss over time. But they don't magically melt fat on their own.
Gotcha. And what about for people on keto or low carb? Are they okay?
Yes, generally they fit well. Remember that low net carb count, around 13.6 g per 100 gram?
Yeah.
That means they can usually be worked into keto or low carb plans, especially if you stick to the recommended serving size.
When's the best time to eat them, strategically speaking?
Well, they make a great snack between meals, helps manage hunger before your next meal.
Okay, some people also like a small amount before bed. The magnesium might help with relaxation and sleep, and good sleep is actually important for metabolic health, too.
Interesting connection. Okay, here's the big one I bet a lot of people wonder. Can you lose weight just by adding pumpkin seeds without changing anything else?
Sadly, no. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Uh-huh.
But pumpkin seeds are a part of the puzzle. Sustainable weight loss really needs a calorie deficit burning more than you eat. That comes from overall diet changes and activity. Seeds are a great tool within that plan, but not a replacement for it.
Right, no magic bullets. And the flip side, eating too many could cause weight gain.
Yes, absolutely. Because they are calorie dense, consistently eating large amounts can definitely lead to excess calorie intake and weight gain. Portion control, portion control, portion control.
Message received. What about allergies? Again, anything more specific?
Mhm.
Just that while they're rare, they exist. If you know you react to other seeds or nuts or have plant allergies, it's smart to be cautious. Maybe talk to an allergist before making them a regular thing. Better safe than sorry.
Good advice. Let's quickly recap the key weight loss nutrients in them again.
Sure, we've got the protein for fullness and muscle preservation, fiber also for fullness and blood sugar control, magnesium and zinc supporting metabolism and appetite, and those healthy fats for metabolic balance overall.
Great summary. And one last angle. What about someone trying to build muscle while losing fat? Are pumpkin seeds helpful there?
Definitely. That high protein content, 19 grams per 100 grams, is really valuable for muscle repair and growth. So important when you're trying to maintain or build lean mass while in a calorie deficit for fat loss.
Okay, fantastic. So, wrapping up our deep dive, it seems pumpkin seeds really are quite the nutritional powerhouse.
They really are.
They can be a valuable addition to a weight loss plan by helping with satiety, supporting metabolism, providing key nutrients. But the main takeaway seems to be mindfulness. Watch the portions and see them as part of a bigger picture of healthy eating and lifestyle.
Exactly. Not a magic fix, but used thoughtfully. A really great natural support for weight management goals.
So for you listening, maybe think twice next time you're carving that pumpkin. And it makes you wonder, considering how simple adding these seeds can be, what other small, maybe overlooked natural foods might hold surprising benefits for our overall well-being. Definitely some food for thought.